To you, and welcome out to another just mind-blowing edition of the Weekly. I am so grateful you've joined in today. This is your update video for Monday, August 22nd, 2022. And welcome to another week. Hope you guys are having a great Monday to start off with. Well, I have two things to go over today. And this should be a fairly quick video. I will give you kind of a jump off point too, because I'm going to spend the last half of this video going through some apps for the choir. I talked about this at last night's rehearsal, which, by the way, we had a great first rehearsal last night for the choir. We've got a lot of new members who are joining in this fall, and I'm very excited. There's a lot of energy. There's a lot of excitement, and for those of you who are new, welcome. For those of you who are returning, get ready for a great year. I'm really excited about that. So I want to walk through some of the apps that we're using, and if you're not involved with that, then that'll be a good jump off point, unless you just really have 20 minutes to kill and you want to listen to me drone on about, how to use mobile apps. Oh boy, if that's you, reconsider your life choices. All right, so today, the first thing that I want to start off with is just walking through the service for this weekend. We have not done this the last few weeks, as we've had some other things and some more important things. But I want to, first of all, just pop up here the order of service for this coming weekend. August 28th is where we are in the rotation. Of course, last weekend was the final weekend of our Kings and Queens series. Great summer series. They always go really fast, and they're always over before we know it. This week we are taking, a 2-week hiatus from sermon series. This weekend is going to be on giving. It's called Imagine Continued. If you'll remember back to it was end of July and August of 2019. That's when we did our Imagine series, and where Tom first cast the vision about the new worship center, which here in 2020 is finally coming to fruition. So he's going to discuss the journey that we've been on and talk about where we need to get to in order to get over the finish line there. So that's what this weekend's message is really going to center around. The set for this Sunday, we will start pre-service with Grace Alone. This is not a congregational song, but one we've done in the pre-service spot several times. We'll do the Water and the Blood arrangement in the key of, likely in the key of C there. We'll then start the set with Love Come Down, and then we'll kick right into Welcome and Greeting. Welcome and Greeting will be closer to the top of the set than it's been the last few weeks. Getting into the broader music set there, we will continue with His Mercy is More, Christ Be Magnified, and finally wrapping up the set with Goodness of God. I want you to note on Goodness of God that we're doing a new arrangement. We are not doing the Bethel arrangement this Sunday. We'll do one by Israel and New Breed. If you're familiar with Israel Houghton, the gospel artist, this is his band and his arrangement, and it is tasty. It's fantastic. So make sure when you're practicing this, you might see Goodness of God on the set list and think, oh, I know that one. That's easy. You're going to want to give this some extra attention, because it's got some extra ornamentation in it that is fantastic. We will then likely have a bumper video there. I know those details are still getting finalized. And then we'll have the message. For the invitation this weekend, the invitation will be more of a reflective, I'm sorry, not a reflective, it will be a come forward, congregation sing as people come forward type of invitation, which means it will likely be keys and vocals. We do not have that song finalized, but that is coming very soon, so just stay tuned for that. Those of you in the band, of course, I'll reach out via text to let you know what that is, and once we have keys finalized, we'll be in touch on the set there. Okay, that's everything for this coming Sunday, and really, 5 minutes in, boy, this is a quick video. This is where I'm going to transition to the choir apps. So if you are not a part of choir, or if you have no desire to watch a tutorial video on how to use mobile apps, well, this is a great place for you to jump off. For those of you who are in choir, what I want to do is I want to walk through SoundCloud and the two Planning Center apps, Services and Music Stand, that I talked about at last night's rehearsal. They will that will be where you access your rehearsal tracks. Now, I did mention last night that we are not doing rehearsal CDs this year. We are only doing rehearsal tracks. I'm sorry, we're only doing digital rehearsal tracks. So this is how you will access both of those, and I'll give you some more information as we get into the tutorial there. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my phone here and walk you through what SoundCloud is going to look like. So if you've got a mobile device, grab it, or you might actually just be watching this video on there. So watch the tutorial, then you can follow the steps, and then you can always come back later after the live stream and you can watch the video again if you need to. Okay, so SoundCloud, here's some instructions on SoundCloud. In order to access the choir rehearsal tracks on SoundCloud, the first thing that you're going to want to do is take out your mobile device, go to the App Store on your particular device. This is an iPhone, so everything will relate to iPhone, but everything translates over to Android as well. So go to your store, search for SoundCloud, and download the app. I already have SoundCloud on here, so I'll just hit open. And now I'm over to SoundCloud. Now, once in SoundCloud, I don't believe you need to set up an account or anything. I think you should be fine. If for some reason you do, it's free. You can go ahead and just set up an account, and then you'll be able to access the rehearsal tracks that way. Once you're all ready to go with SoundCloud, what I'll have you do is go over to your email client. Now, this email, as of this video, has not been sent out yet, so you'll have to wait until you receive the email. But I'll use last year's, I think last fall's, or I guess these are last spring's choir rehearsal tracks. You'll get an email that kind of looks like this, and you'll see rehearsal tracks for the soprano part, for the alto, tenor, bass, and then we always have listing tracks too. That is just the regular performance of the piece. If you're singing like soprano 1 versus soprano 2, or vice versa, or even alto 1 versus alto 2, we put all of the soprano rehearsal tracks together in one playlist, and that's the same for bass baritone or tenor 1 and 2. We don't break things out on a molecular scale like that. We try to keep them in big categories: soprano, alto, tenor, bass, listing tracks. So click on, we'll do soprano here as an example, click on the soprano listing tracks, and now you have access to all of the soprano rehearsal tracks. Just click on the track that you want to play, and you'll be able to hear the playback of that particular rehearsal track. Hey, I hope that was helpful. If you have any more questions as far as SoundCloud is concerned, let me know. Or if you need some help on the desktop side of things, do reach out. Feel free to send an email or comment below, and we'll get you some help there. Okay, so Planning Center. I did do a tutorial last night on Planning Center and walk through in some detail how the desktop app works and how the iPad app works. However, I know I was projecting it on a screen, so it might be helpful to have this in one location that you can reference. So let's go now to the Planning Center Services and Planning Center Music Stand app, and I'll walk you through what that's going to look like. I want to go a little more in depth with all of you on Planning Center, and particularly on the mobile apps. I find that on a day-to-day basis, as far as the end user is concerned, most people are using Planning Center on mobile devices. This will translate to the desktop app, and if you are primarily using the desktop app, then I can go a little more in depth on that at a later time. But for now, let's focus on the mobile apps that you'll need. So once again, go into your store. I'm on the iPhone, so I'm in the App Store on iPhone. And I'm going to search for Planning Center, and that'll bring up everything that you need to download. The first app that you'll want to download is this first one that says Planning Center Services. Go ahead and just hit download. And then you'll also want Planning Center, let's see, you'll want Planning Center Music Stand. So it's a blue icon here with the eighth notes tied together. You'll want both of those apps. They also have an app called Planning Center People, which is also blue, but you'll note it by the icon of the eighth notes there. Once Planning Center is downloaded, you can go into Services. We'll start with that app, and go on into Services and log into your account. And now within your account, you'll see a list of your schedule. For example, we will probably... I don't know if we'll send out, if we'll schedule you for each week's choir rehearsal. I don't think that's going to be necessary, but we will schedule you for the particular services that you're going to sing at. So like right here, we have September 25th. You'll receive a schedule for that. Whenever you click on September 25th, you'll see that particular service. You can go into order, and you can see all of the songs that we'll be doing. And this is how you can see a rundown of what's going to happen in the service. You can also get access to all the songs. Now, using the Services app, you can just go in and click on the song and see all of the attachments for that particular song and bring up anything you'd want to see. Like there's the trumpet part right there, or if you wanted to listen to a recording of the song. You can do all of that within the Services app. It's not a very helpful rehearsal tool, and so we also use the Music Stand app, which I said was the blue app with the white eighth notes. Now within the Music Stand app, you come over to Plans here, and you'll see the plans that you're scheduled for, and I'll hit September 25th. And now within September 25th, you of course see the order of the service, but now there are some more options as far as the music is concerned. I tell you what, let's go down to Is He Worthy, because this will be helpful for all of you. With Is He Worthy, what you'll want to do is click the little drop down arrow. It's the arrow that's right next to lyrics. So hit that drop down arrow, and you'll want to select the part that you want to look at. So you'll want to select the anthem. So now whenever you want to select the song, so come down here, select Is He Worthy, tap on the blue Is He Worthy. Now whenever this comes up, you'll see the sheet music. Of course, I'm here on the iPhone, so it's going to be very difficult to read off of this. But if you're on an iPad, this will be closer to the actual size of the score itself. And then to rehearse, tap in the middle of the screen, and up at the top where you see a play button with a circle around it, hit that play button, and now you have some options here for what you hear. This is just a rehearsal track for the band. The difference between the rehearsal track for the band and the rehearsal track for the choirs is, for the choir, is that the rehearsal track for the band includes a click track and a guide track with cues in it. So the guide track provides like verse, chorus, those types of things. That's not going to be terribly helpful for you guys as you're rehearsing. So if you click on right here where it says Is He Worthy rehearsal track, click on the arrow, and this will open up all of the different attachments for the whole Sunday morning service. Go under Is He Worthy here and select whichever rehearsal track you want to listen to. So we have the alto, bass, listening track, soprano, tenor, whatever. Let's just choose alto for now. And you can load up the alto listening track. In the top right-hand corner, click the arrow. And now, whenever you hit the play button here, you will hear the song with the alto listening track. and you'll have the sheet music in front of you. This is one of the easiest ways, I think, to rehearse. If I'm not sitting down with my scores, if I'm just rehearsing on an iPad, this is a preferred method here. So, continue playing with both of those apps because it's very helpful. Okay, well, I hope that is helpful for you all. This is, I know that if you're not used to these tools, that it can be a bit of a leap jumping in and getting all of that under your fingers. But I think you all will catch on to it just fine. So before we wrap up today, I want to remind, since I just have my choir folks watching and listening at this point, I want to remind you about your homework for this week. Number one, familiarize yourself with the tools. That's part of what we've just been doing here, is providing information for you on how all of these tools work. Number two, get connected to PCO. Sheila has sent out invitations to everybody. So if you've not received a Welcome to Planning Center email where you can go in and set up your account, please comment on this video or reach out to us via email, and we'll make sure that gets taken care of. And then the final thing before next week is I would like for you to listen through all of your rehearsal tracks once, and all of them that are provided. Here in the next day or two, we will send out a link to the SoundCloud rehearsal tracks. Of course, with PCO, if you're already connected, you already have access to that. And there are a few rehearsal tracks that we are still building, and those should be up by the end of the week there for you as well. Okay, guys. Well, that is everything for today. I hope you all have a great week, and look forward to serving with you next weekend. Take care, everybody.